Abuna the seer. In the small village of Omoba, there lived a young girl named Abuna. Abuna was a special girl, gifted with the ability to see visions of the future, but her eyes had seen things that many people could not understand. Abuna's village was a peaceful one, surrounded by beautiful green forests and fertile farmland. The villagers lived simple lives, farming, hunting, and trading with neighboring villages. But despite the peace, Abuna's visions told her that danger was lurking nearby. One night, Abuna had a terrifying vision. She saw a dark and sinister figure, with glowing red eyes, creeping into the village under the cover of darkness. The figure was surrounded by a cloud of evil spirits, their faces twisted in spiteful grins. Abuna saw the figure moving from house to house, leaving a trail of destruction and death in its wake. Abuna knew that she had to warn the villagers, but she was afraid. What if they didn't believe her? What if they thought she was just a crazy child? But she knew that she couldn't keep quiet. She had to act. The next morning, Abuna ran to the village square, where the elders were gathered. She told them about her vision, about the dark figure and the evil spirits. The elders listened, their faces grave with concern. "We must take action," said the village chief, a wise and aged man named Ogwefai. "We will gather the strongest warriors and prepare to defend our village." But Abuna knew that it wouldn't be enough. She had seen the power of the dark figure, and she knew that the villagers were no match for it. She needed to find a way to defeat the figure, to banish it back to the spirit world. Abuna spent the next few days in deep thought, trying to interpret the meaning of her vision. She spoke to the village elders, asking for their guidance and wisdom. She spent hours in the forest, searching for answers in the ancient trees and the rumbling wind. And then, one night, Abuna had another vision. She saw a great warrior, a hero from the spirit world, who had come to help the villagers. The warrior was tall and strong, with skin as black as coal and eyes that shone like the stars. He carried a mighty sword, one that glowed with a fierce and holy light. Abuna knew that she had to find the warrior. She set out on a journey, traveling through the forest and across the rivers. She met many dangers along the way, but she persevered, driven by her determination to save her village. Finally, after many days of travel, Abuna came to a great mountain. She climbed to the top, where she found the warrior waiting for her. He was even more magnificent than she had imagined, his presence with immense power and strength. "Who are you?" Abuna asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "I am Odenigbo," the warrior replied, his voice like thunder. "I have come to help you defeat the dark figure and save your village." Abuna told Odenigbo about her vision, about the evil spirits and the destruction they would bring. Odenigbo listened, his eyes burning with anger. "We will defeat them," he said. "We will drive them back to the spirit world and restore peace to your village." Together, Abuna and Odenigbo set out on their quest. They traveled back to Omoba, gathering a small band of spiritual warriors along the way. They prepared for battle, their hearts filled with determination and courage. The night of the battle arrived, and Abuna's vision became a terrifying reality. The dark figure emerged from the shadows, its eyes glowing with spiteful intent. The evil spirits swirled around it, their faces twisted in cruel grins. But Abuna and Odenigbo were ready. They charged forward, their swords flashing in the moonlight. The battle was fierce and intense, the outcome hanging in the balance. Abuna fought bravely, using all her skills and cunning to outwit the evil spirits. Odenigbo fought beside her, his sword slicing through the darkness like a beam of light. Slowly but surely, they began to gain the upper hand. The evil spirits began to stumble, their hold on the village weakening. The dark figure let out a deafening roar, its power became weaker. And then, in a final burst of strength, Abuna and Odenigbo struck the decisive blow. The dark figure dissipated into nothingness, its evil spirits banished back to the spirit world. The village of Omoba was saved. The villagers emerged from their homes, cheering and weeping with joy. Abuna and Odenigbo were hailed as heroes, their names etched in the annals of village history. The village chief, Ogwefai, approached Abuna and Odenigbo, his eyes shining with gratitude. "You have saved us from the brink of destruction," he said, his voice trembling. "We can never repay you for your bravery and selflessness." Abuna smiled, her heart full of joy. "We did what needed to be done," she said. "We protected our village and our people." Odenigbo nodded in agreement. "We fought for what is rightfully ours," he said. "We defended our land and our way of life." The villagers cheered again, their voices echoing through the forest. Abuna and Odenigbo walked through the village, basking in the admiration and adoration of the people. As they walked, Abuna noticed that the village was changing. The houses seemed taller and stronger, the crops healthier and more bountiful. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers and the sound of laughter and music. "What's happening?" Abuna asked Odenigbo, her eyes wide with wonder. "The village is being restored," Odenigbo replied, his eyes shining with magic. "The evil spirits have been banished, and the land is healing. The village will flourish once more, thanks to your bravery and determination." Abuna smiled, feeling a sense of pride and accomplishment. She knew that she had made a difference, that she had helped to save her village and her people. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the village, Abuna and Odenigbo came to the village square. The villagers were gathered there, waiting for them. Ogwefai stepped forward, carrying a small, intricately carved box in his hands. "Abuna, Odenigbo," he said, his voice filled with emotion. "We want to thank you for all that you have done for us. We want to honor you, to show our appreciation for your bravery and selflessness." Abuna and Odenigbo exchanged a glance, curious about what was happening. Ogwefai opened the box, revealing a beautifully crafted necklace. The necklace was made of gleaming silver, adorned with intricate patterns and symbols. "This is the necklace of the ancients," Ogwefai said, his voice filled with reverence. "It is a symbol of our gratitude, a token of our appreciation for all that you have done for us." Abuna gasped, her eyes wide with wonder. She had never seen anything so beautiful and magnificent in her life before. Odenigbo smiled, his eyes shining with pride. "We are honored," he said, his voice filled with emotion. "We accept your gift, and we promise to always treasure it." Ogwefai placed the necklace around Abuna's neck, the silver glinting in the fading light. Abuna felt a surge of pride and happiness, knowing that she had made a difference, that she had helped to save her village and her people. As the villagers cheered and applauded, Abuna and Odenigbo walked through the village, basking in the admiration and adoration of the people. They knew that they had forged a bond, a connection that would last a lifetime. And as they walked, Abuna touched the necklace around her neck glinting in the moonlight. Abuna knew that she had found her true purpose, her true calling. She was a seer, a warrior, a hero. But Abuna knew that there was still much work to be done. She had seen another vision of dangers lurking in the shadows, threats that could destroy the village and its people. She spent many sleepless nights, poring over ancient texts and seeking guidance from the spirits. She knew that she had to be prepared, to anticipate the next challenge and face it head-on. One night, as she sat in her hut, surrounded by candles and strange artifacts, Abuna had a vision. She saw a great famine coming, one that would wither the crops and dry up the rivers. She saw the villagers struggling to survive, their bodies weak and their spirits broken. Abuna knew that she had to act. She gathered the villagers and told them of her vision. She warned them of the dangers of the drought and urged them to prepare. The villagers listened, their faces grave with concern. They knew that Abuna's visions were never wrong, that she had a deep understanding of the spirits and the forces that shaped their world. Together, the villagers worked tirelessly to prepare for the famine. They dug multiple deep wells, and built hog huts that can store their food and water for the lean times ahead. And when the famine came, as Abuna had foreseen, the villagers were ready. They endured the hard times, their bodies strong and their spirits unbroken. Abuna watched over them, her eyes shining with pride and her heart full of joy. She knew that she had helped to save her people, that she had used her gifts to make a difference. As the famine finally began to recede, the villagers gathered to thank Abuna for her guidance and wisdom. They praised her as a hero, a seer who had saved them from the brink of disaster. Abuna smiled, her face radiant with happiness. And as she walked through the village, surrounded by the people she had sworn to protect, Abuna knew that she would always stand ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Years passed, and Abuna became a legendary figure, known throughout the land for her bravery, wisdom, and unwavering dedication to her people. She continued to use her gifts to guide and protect the villagers, and they loved and revered her for it. But Abuna knew that she couldn't do it alone. She knew she needed help of others, people who had special powers and commitments to the well-being of the village. And so, she began to gather a group of trusted allies, people who would stand with her against the forces of darkness and help her to build a brighter future for the village. There was Odenigbo, the warrior who had fought alongside her against the dark figure. There was also Neoma, a young healer who had a deep understanding of the natural world and the secrets of the forest. And there was Ikena, a skilled hunter who had a keen eye and a steady hand. Together, they formed a formidable team, united in their determination to protect the village and its people. They faced many challenges along the way, but they never wavered in their commitment to each other and to their mission. And as they stood together, ready to face whatever lay ahead, Abuna knew that she had found her true family, her tribe. She knew that she would always stand with them, shoulder to shoulder, against the forces of darkness and despair. The story of Abuna and her companions would become legendary, told and retold around campfires and in village squares for generations to come. It would be a testament to the power of courage, friendship, and determination in the face of overwhelming odds. Their names were engraved as a mark in the village history.